Hey, YouTubers, it's your boy Domination. I'm back again. The only place, gonna get it. All the place gonna get it. It's right back in the basic. Struggle to do is how we do the Texas, baby, man. Our dollars back. You know what it is. 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 Real man rise up. Fake man rise down. Real women rise up. Fake women rise down. Press the word, preach and preach on. And I'm your host of Domination. This is back in the basic. Struggle to do is how we do it. In Dallas, Texas, baby. Welcome to the show. And I want to talk about the divide and conquer. Brother Harvey, man, I just saw your video called Sickness Within. I will respond to your sick within and what mine's with divide and conquer. Brother, all it is divide and conquer. That's all it is. That you ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna. I reply to you as your statement that there's a black self-hatred going on among any community. I mean, there's self-hatred, but black hatred is the big main subject issue, and I see that a lot. What you're talking about, but you know what? But you got to look at this, Harvey. I agree with you. Some of your point. When you bring a lot of points, what you're saying, but some of the things I don't agree with you right there. What you say, but I tell you. Like this, just like you might agree with things that I say, you might disagree. Everybody got to respect each other's opinion. As long as I respect your opinion, you respect mine. But I love your videos. You always bring the truth and bring to light the people and bring out and get out of the dark clouds and see things near of the skies from above the seat of them all. But what I'm saying to Harvey. There's black self-hatred in the black community, but we got to understand where it's come from. It's come from that Willie Lynch, and I'm tired of bringing up that Willie Lynch, but that's where it come from. The old man versus the young man versus old man, the female versus the male, man versus the female, light skin versus dark skin, and dark skin versus light skin. It's like that to every race, divide and conquered. If you look at it, Harvey, look at the movie Braveheart when that movie first came out by Mel Gibson. You know, and especially a lot of Jews people were mad at him. The Jewish community mad at him. He was saying some anti-Semitic against the Jews. They call him anti-Jew and anti-gay and anti-black. It's divide and conquered. People got to understand that racism not bringing the effect of this generation, it affect everybody's generation. You're right. People do need to know their history, where they come from, where they people come from, and what they gone through, and what they stood for and fight for. And I agree with you. I learned my history, and that's good. You learn your history. But thanks you, Harvey. Because of you, I learned my history. I know who Malcolm X is. I know who Martin Luther King is. I know who Marcus Garvey is. I know who the brothers is. I know who Sisters Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks and Sheriff Barkley. I know who these people are. I know them. But everybody else of the rest of my community don't know who these people are. Most of them know. What it is, they separate between the black gays, straight black men, the separate from the black woman to the black man and separate the black man to the black woman. And separate from the men and the children and the children of the man and a woman. It's separating each other. I mean, look at the movie Braveheart, for instance, by Mel Gibson, directed that. There were wars going on over there in Scotland between the French and Scotland. They was going at each other. They did the same thing. They divide and conquer the whites. They divide and conquer with the Japanese and Chinese. Who the poorest and lower of the slums? It was Chinese. Then who's the richer Reed official? It was the Japanese. It was going at each other at that time. Look at that movie, Bruce Lee movie, Chinese Connection. It was divide and conquer. Back then, they can't even stand each other. Look at over there in states like overseas in the country between North Korea and South Korea. They don't even get along. And that's crazy for the poor side, from the poor side to the rich side. It's crazy. It's across two end streets, and you don't know who to belong to and what the head to turn to, who you guiding to. I mean, they did the same thing to Native Americans. You know how many tribes they had? 12 tribes. There's a lot of tribes of Native Americans. Yes, it is. And they built casinos, and they plant of the farm cornfield. Without Native Americans, what would be? And Native Americans is the original American Native Indians. A lot of people don't know that before Christopher Columbus, before all of that. Now I give whites, they create the flags, they create sex, they create the money. I'll give them that. They done that, and I acknowledge it. Just like it was for us African Americans, we create hip hop, jazz, funk, blues, you name it. Everything we touch in gold, to football, to NBA, to NFL, to MLB, the mainstream of baseball. I mean, you name it. Boxing, tennis. We dominated. We dominated arithmetic. We dominated arithmetic of each sports that we entertain to. Let's say it like that. That's why we the most hated, the most loved people on this earth, and my people. And they separate us up. But you're right, man. They do need to get rid of this black self-hatred. And I can't stand black self-hatred. I see it all the time. I discussed with my friend. I said that's why we don't get along, because they broke us in groups, just like they did to other groups like that. For we won't identify where self to belong and where self-worth. Who we define, identify with. They broke us in groups. That's why we don't get along. That explains it. Even Chris Rock says there's a difference between blacks and blacks and Negroes. He ain't lying about that. Nigga, Niggr. Chris Rock wasn't lying about this. You got the house Negro and the field Negro, which I can't stand it. I can't stand the nannies and the nannies and Ancient Mom and the Sapphire. I can't stand them brothers and sisters like that. Only the brothers and sisters I have well salute the respect to is the well-established brothers and the Nubian sisters. Those are the brothers and sisters I got a lot of love and respect. They got out that slave mindset. But I agree. But you're right. All it is, Harvey, is just divide up, conquer, brother. That's all it is. But you're right. People do need to address this hatred that people are gaining, especially our community, man. And it's sad. I see what you're talking about. You ain't the only one. You see this in your hometown, Chicago. I see the same thing out here where I'm from in Dallas. I see the same thing all the time. It never gets old. It never changed. It never stopped repeating itself. And people need to stop repeating it. That's why people got to be careful who they hurting, who the people they do harm to, and the people they do wrong to. But they know who the people they go get into and the people they won't get at to. They know. I know who the people that I don't engage with, people that I'm with, and the people I ain't gonna engage with. People know. They keep making the same mistakes, no matter if they good and evil, or are they gay or straight, or they're or black or white. Everywhere you go, Harvey, look at Malcolm X. Even though he's seen as a black man at the in the civil rights era, but except that red hot hair, where that come from? Unless he got some Irish in his family. Look at that. Come on. Look at Obama. Obama got a white mother and a black father, but he's seen as the world as a black man, but he got a white DNA. White accent. You even got black people in Europe. You got whites in Africa, for crying out loud. If you go to Asia, they're blacks in Asia. Man, people were denying it, but that's how it passed. Ever since before Christopher Columbus was discovered, each country that he went, from Native Americans or him, one of the two that really discovered, found what's been created of America, and America of America condescension. You can say that much, but I tell you this, Harvey, that's all it is, brother. It's divide and conquer. If you divide the race, you conquered the re-bit of somebody else's certain spec agenda. That's all it is, Harvey. That's all it is. We just have to understand why that people are so against interracial dating. There's a reason why they're against it, like you said, that it gonna kill and reproduce the people. That's why whites are against it. That's why blacks are against it. Latinos and Asian, I can go on and on. But their ancestors did it to the ancient history, to the oldies. Ancient generation and the oldies generation. The baby boomers generation, late baby boomer generation. You got Generation X generation, Generation Y generation, and Generation Z, the new millennium generation. It happens now. It's been passing on to since the boy and the girl and to man and woman and every child, every young and old. It's passing on. We all come from the same amount of cloth. Even if we good or not, even if a person gay or straight, even if what their highest purpose, what they believe, it's about good and evil, Harvey. Who will stay, who will go? The good will stay, the bad folks gonna go. But at the same time, people have the power to reignition to change that. That's all, Harvey. All it is divide and conquer, to each other race, black against black, whites against whites, black and whites go against each other, Latino and Asians go. I mean, every race going at each other at some point. All racism is a competing sport. That's all it is, because they feel like their race is superior than the inferior than the other race. That's all it is, Harvey, and nothing more. But no matter we all from the same among the end underneath each other's skin. That's all I gotta say, Harvey. So God bless you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, and nothing else that going for your life but God, man. God bless you, Harvey, and I love your videos, man. And prove your message and bring your message out to the world, and I know I'm gonna do too. All right. And it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Chuckle the Deuce is how we do it, Texas, baby. Till next time. All right. Peace.